I am going to explain my lesson plan. Here I have the generalities. This lesson plan is for 10th grade high school students. I have 1 hour 20 minutes to develop this lesson topic. I took some information from the book Interchange 1 5th edition. And this is Unit 12. It's important to get rest. The lesson topic, health problems. I have two indicators and I have three objectives. The first one, at the end of the lesson, the students of 10th grade will be able to identify in different sources common vocabulary about health problems and use it to write sentences in simple present. This one and this have the same to begin the objective, and it says that students will be able to use negative adjectives and positive adjectives in a conversation about health problems. The students of 10th grade will be able to use can, could, may, and should for requests and suggestions in a conversation about health problems. The three objectives are written considering the SMART objectives. And the key vocabulary, this part are the lesson topics that we already studied in previous classes. These are the lesson topics that we already studied. This is the first part of the lesson plan, the warm-up, and we are going to have 5 minutes for developing the warm-up. And the warm-up is called Simon Says. And here the teacher is going to explain the students what are they going to do. And first the teacher is going to divide the class into teams. Then she's going to have two tables. One on the left side of the board and the other one in the right side of the board. And also the teacher is going to put on the table a small package, not a sticker, and a marker on each table. Then she's going to ask the students to select one student who is going to represent each team. Then they are going to write on the note sticker the part of the body that the teacher says. After that, they are going to stick it on the board and point it at children's picture. And here I have the picture that I'm going to stick on the board. And the teacher says, Simon says to point the head of the boy or the girl, but in this case, they are going to point the boy, and they are going to stick the note sticker here, and the student that do the exercise in the correct way, they are going to get 1 point for the group. In this way, they are going to play the warm-up during 5 minutes. And more students are going to participate. The other part of the lesson plan is the presentation. Here you have some exercises. The teacher is going to introduce the topic in presenting in a power presentation a common vocabulary about health problems. And here we have the health problems, and the teacher is going to play an audio that she has prepared.
Listen and repeat after me. Health vocabulary.
And
Band-aid.
And the students are going to listen the vocabulary in order to get familiar with the pronunciation. Then the teacher is going to have time. They repeat the vocabulary. And the other one, the teacher will present a slide with some pictures that refers to some previous health problems, and she also will have the following question with its answer. Example. Here are some examples, and here I have the vocabulary, and in this part the students are going to have the opportunity to see the picture and the vocabulary about health problems, and this is going to help students to remember later because they associate the picture with the vocabulary. And here I have 8 questions. I'm going to ask any different students the question. For example, number 1, I'm going to select one student and I'm going to ask, what's the matter? The student is going to read the sentence. She's going to give the answer, but by reading. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. And more students are going to participate in this exercise. Here, after that, she will explain to the board the use of can, could, may, and should, and present their use for requests and suggestions in a conversation about health problems. Then the teacher writes on the board a list of some adjectives in 2 columns. Here, the teacher is going to write these adjectives on the board, and she's going to explain that these are positive adjectives and these ones are negative adjectives. In this case, just she's going to say that because they already studied adjectives in previous lessons. After her explanation, she presents a short conversation about adjectives, about health problems using the previous adjectives, also can, could, may, and should, and the teacher will read it aloud to the class. For this part of the lesson plan, I'm going to have 30 minutes. I'm going to continue with the practice, and for the practice I'm going to have 30 minutes too, and the teacher gives the student a sheet of paper for a copy with 3 exercises to practice some health problems. Here, the first one is the students are going to listen the vocabulary,
headache, stomachache,
listen the audio, and they are going to choose the health problems that they listen. And we are going to continue with this part in order to finish this exercise. Then exercise number 2, the students are going to complete the sentences by writing has or have. And the last exercise is unscrambled sentences. The students are going to put the word in the correct order in order to have a complete sentence. The other exercise, the teacher asks students to work in a couple and practice the short conversation about health problems, but they are going to change some details in the conversation. For example, the adjectives and the health problem. At the end of the activity, the teacher will make a feedback about the students' mistakes. The teacher gives the student a sheet of paper for a copy. This is a reading exercise about health problems. The teacher is going to ask different students to read this paragraph, and after we have some students reading the exercise, they are going to do it individual, and they are going to answer the 10 sentences according to the information they have, and they are going to select if the sentence is true or false. Then the teacher is going to have some minutes to check the exercise. We have 30 minutes to do it, and now we have the production. And in the production, we are going to have 40 minutes to do it, because in this part, the students are going to create new things according to the vocabulary and all the knowledge they have already by practicing, and also for the presentation of that the teacher did. And students are going to work in pairs, and they are going to create a conversation. The teacher asks them to use positive and negative adjectives. Also, they are going to use modal verbs such as can, could, may, and should for requests and suggestions in a conversation about health problems. And while the students are doing this exercise, the teacher is going to walk around the classroom, and she's going to help students when they need it. After the student finish the conversation, they are going to have time to practice it in couple. And also the teacher is going to walk around, and she's going to check if the students are practicing and listen to student's pronunciation and correct any mistakes she hears. Then the teacher will ask for some volunteers to read the conversation to the class. And the last exercise, the teacher asks students to work in groups of 3. And then she asks to write 2 sentences each one after about health problems. And after when they finish, they are going to have time to exchange the sentences in the group and in order to identify and correct possible mistakes. And then the teacher will ask to read the sentences aloud to some groups. The last part, the assessment evaluation, and here we are going to do it through 3 exercises. And the teacher is going to give a sheet of paper photocopied to each student. The first exercise is about matching, and they are going to identify the health problems according to the ones that we have here. We have the picture and the health problems. Then this one is a listening exercise, and they are going to fill in the blanks. The teacher is going to play the audio, and the students
Good
are
morning,
going
Mrs. Jones.
to
What
follow.
seems to be the problem?
Well, doctor, I have a sore throat and a bad cough.
Well, the students are going to listen the audio, and they are going to follow the reading, and they are going to write the vocabulary they listen. And the last exercise, in this case, the students are going to write the answer of the question, what's the matter? And the teacher asks to do it using positive or negative adjective. For this wrap up, we have 15 minutes to do it. Well, in this case, after when the teacher checks the exercise, and she's going to see if she gets the 3 objectives she had for the lesson plan. And also, if it is necessary, she's going to make a feedback about the topic. Well, my contingency plans, and this is in case the activities in which I am going to use the power presentation and audios do not work, or because the electricity goes off, then I have my contingency plan, that is to print all the materials that I'm going to use it in the power presentation, and I'm going to have it ready in case I need it. If something occurs, I have the materials and I'm going to continue the class. If I cannot play the audios that I'm going to use, then I'm going to read the information from the printed material. Well, in this case, we are going to continue the class and we are not going to stop because I have my plan B. My reflection about using integrating skills when teaching an English class. I consider that integrating skills can help students to improve their knowledge about English. It also allows to a student to have different activities and in class, and they are going to get involved in all the activities because the lesson plan is designed to a whole group, for the whole group, not just for a specific group, because I include the 4 English skills, and they are going to practice speaking, they are going to practice reading, writing, and also speaking, according to the different activities that I have prepared. And in this case, can help all the students according to their learning styles. And I think that in this way, the students are going to feel motivated and they are going to improve their English.